Today's meditation will focus on presence. And before you try to become present or become aware or try to become awake, notice that something's already present, aware, and awake to this moment, to whatever thoughts or feelings you may be having, whatever body sensations you're aware of. When we just stop and notice, it really takes no effort to be present. The effort that we imagine is required is just not being so addicted to our attention going to our thoughts. Thoughts are not wrong. They just don't happen to be what is present. Because there's something aware of your thoughts, is there not? There's something awake to your body sensations, whatever they may be. There is something present to every moment of your waking life. And even though we may not be conscious of it, there's something aware in your sleeping life as well. Because you don't imagine you have died when you wake up in the morning, but you knew nothing outside of a dream of a self, a world, God, other, presence or absence. Yet something was continually present even as you slept. It knew if you had to change positions. It knew if you had to get up to go to the bathroom. So when we stop trying to be present, we have an opportunity to notice that some dimension of our being is already totally present. Present to what we might consider positive experiences, also present to what the mind might consider negative experiences. What is present in you, it does not pick and choose. Although attention will move spontaneously, as we know. If your doorbell rings, there's a spontaneous movement to either go to the door or at least peek out the window and see who's there. Probably it's an Amazon box being left at your doorstep in these days. But something is already awake and aware in our listening, awake and aware in our seeing, awake and aware in our sensing. It's a whole body presence, actually. So stop for a moment and feel into this presence that you actually are. Now, there may be techniques that are spoken about or written about that speak of training your mind to become more and more present. There's nothing wrong with this idea, but actually it continues to emphasize that there's a somebody who's present, when in fact presence is present. This that we are has been here for every moment of our lives. It's what we most deeply are. When the Buddha had his awakening, he said, I and all beings are awakened. This is what he realized, and it's also what you can realize. Once you realize that what you are is what everything and everyone else is, then you know. But no one can give you this experience with words. Not your mind, and not anyone else's words. But you can discover it yourself very simply by stopping. Stopping the effort to get somewhere, or to be something, or to have a different experience. Those are all mind activities. Not wrong, but we can see them for what they are and not who we are. So, from my perspective, presence is not a process because it has no need to be a process. It's already here fully. What the process might appear to be is that our attention will move more and more easily, more and more directly to notice this fact, the fact of presence. We can't see it. We can't measure it. We can't really even define it with words, but each of us experiences it. When we stop long enough to notice, there's something noticing. There's something listening. And what's noticing and what's listening is not a thought. It's not a thought called I. It's the true I, the one that we share with all beings. So when you allow yourself to be bathed in this presence that is already here, ever awake, it can touch any aspect of your being. And it's not simply an impersonal awareness, although neither is it personal, but it's intimate with experience, not separate from experience. And because of that intimacy, we take it to be something that we possess as a separate being. But is that true? So we might be able to see or feel into or sense that there's something listening to the listening, aware of the awareing. Seeing the seeing. That's the intimacy of this that's present in each one of us and has always been so. And where we can access this presence is here and now. It's not something we can hold on to. Well, I was really present yesterday, or maybe I'll be present tomorrow. It's just here now for whatever might be arising within it. So presence is the background, we might say, to all foreground objects. Awareness, the screen on which the movies and dramas of our life plays out. Or we could say it's the light that shows itself as the objects on the screen. We don't have to get bogged down with analogies. But that light of awareness is what this meditation points to. The light of awareness that you are. That you can never lose nor gain. Because it's ever present. So we'll just be quiet for a while together. And maybe you can notice the noticing. Listen to the listening. Be aware of the awareing. Feeling into the background of all experience, rather than only paying attention to the foreground objects in that awareness. And there's something very peaceful and quiet and still about this that's present. It has an effect on the body-mind to notice. So I would just invite you to notice without requiring any effort on your part. Presence is here.